Now, a bit of drifting it up and down, but has the sprint. Now the sprint is on. Now it is definitely on. And Jamie has kicked hard and looks like to have the speed over Neil in this occasion. On the lead. 2 laps to go.
Right, Alyssa.
And Alyssa just hanging back a couple of bike lengths. Certainly plenty of room if she wants to go under. I'm not sure she wants to take the lead at this point. Maybe she does. Yeah, she's quite happy to saunter there and then maybe try to get Jen up on the fence. So you're going to come up and hit the bell. Jennifer there trying to get some height, and as she did that, Elisa just sped up a little bit. Perfect tactic for when someone tries to get height on you and you're down low, you speed up, force them back down off the bank. Now Jen has left a bit of a gap for her to accelerate into, but Elisa seems to have it covered. And now Elisa is out of the saddle and powering it off the front, just riding her off her wheel. And there's the difference in their speed. You can see it there. Elisa able to accelerate off the front. Okay, second race in C grade. Got John Tucker and David Thomas. As in the previous race, a significant difference in qualifying times between the two. Not quite as great as in the previous race. But as I mentioned, David tends to race a lot better than he qualifies here. And he likes to go early. He likes to keep the speed up. And there he has moved away from John. John not panicking, he's just going to settle in a couple of bike lengths behind. No real wind today. But David gets the bell, but he's been going now for 380 odd metres. That's going to tell on him. John pulls up to his wheel, but still not coming round. He's leaving it late. Now he gets some height. He's going to need to kick though to come down that bank to take the win, because David's got the shorter ride home. And he can't do it, and David has... that's not always the case. Merv, shall we call him a seasoned campaigner? He's been with us since the start. So this will be his 4th season racing. All round nice guy, jack of all trades. Does a lot around the club and around the track. And right now he's been taken around the track by Janine, and Janine's got him right up against that fence. And Merv's repaired this fence a few times for us, so he knows where every nook and cranny is around the place. Janine doing an excellent job of keeping him banked up there. Merv has got nowhere to go. He certainly can't get behind her. He can't slow down anymore because he can't track stand. He's not allowed to.
A recent medalist at Masters.
Was Janine, correct? Merv should be doing the Masters next year. He'd do well at it in his age group. I think he's a Masters 7. But Janine doing an excellent job just keeping Merv up on the fence. Merv now kicks. The bell is like a red rag to a bull. And he's kicked hard and managed, even though Janine did have him tightened up. She left just enough opening for Merv to come through along that fence that he knows so well. And before you know it, he's got 50 metres on her, and it's a long way home here for Janine. I don't think she'll do it. And Merv is still driving there. He could probably shut down and save some energy. And he's going to cross the line for convincing and impressive win to Merv. And Janine did everything. Looks like Aaron won the toss of the commemorative volunteers help 50-cent coin. And Aaron just looking ahead, which has given Carl an opportunity just to come up when he wasn't looking, when Aaron wasn't looking, and get some height. Carl will like it up there. And he's content to sit back. I think Carl's opponents are rapidly learning. In the early days and early in the season, they would drag him out for a very long sprint. And then Carl's gotten fitter and fitter, and he ended up winning these long sprints. So people are now thinking, well, we better keep it a bit shorter. And this is what Aaron is doing. Plenty of room for Carl to go over the top if he wants to, but he doesn't yet. And here he goes. Kicks very hard. He's done a lot of work in the gym to work on that kick, and very quickly has opened up 5 to 10 metre gap. He has done very well. And Aaron, although he's got the rabbit to chase, he's not going to catch this rabbit. Carl is in hot form today. It's a reward for hard work, and he has won that race convincingly. What could have been seen as an upset win by some people, but not by this little commentator. And now he's got Andrew Steele. He'll be better for his initial race against Carl. And Nick very happy to get more closely acquainted with Andrew. Probably hasn't met him even before now. He may have. I don't think he's raced him. And it's Neil the one, Nick the one who ducks back down to keep things interesting. No real speed. Bibs the door open there for Andrew to go underneath if he wants to, but Andrew probably not at peak fitness, probably doesn't want a 300 or so metre sprint, but then again maybe he does. The door was open and he thought, well, I'll go through it now because it may not be open later on. And he's kicked hard. He's done a brewer here. He's quickly opened up 10 to 15 metres, but Nick will chase, and Nick will chase hard. He can see that blue shirt in front of him, and he is making ground. 50, 60 metres to go.
Still he's right. Just make it.
Andrew is driving hard to the line. Nick has not given up. He now needs to come off his line to hit the finish line. James Dan, one of our juniors, so he's on restricted gearing. He's an under 17. That gives him a 6.5 metre roll out, which equates to about 82 inches, 82 gear inches. And he's rather fearless on the bike. And he's very showing experience beyond his years there. Was able to just push his opponent up to where he wanted him, up against the fence there. No real speed on. As they come up to this transition point, things start to get interesting because the rider up higher has to go up a steeper hill and naturally loses some speed. And that can work to their advantage because it means the front rider can pull away from them a little and give you a chance to go underneath. But James is aware of that and he slowed down as well. So there's no room for David to go under here. He could go over, but that's where James is looking. He'd rather go under if he could when James wasn't watching, but James has got him looking and has got him where he wants him. With no real speed on, coming up to get to the bell. It is getting close to walking pace, which is the minimum that we allow here.
James has got to go.
There's no real speed on still, with 307 metres to go. They've resisted the temptation to charge at the bell like a red rag to a bull. Pace is picking up a little, they'll be getting itchy, and now James decides to kick. And he's got a good kick, this young lad. His power to weight ratio is excellent. And he's opened up 20 metre gap with only 60, 70 metres to go. And he's going to pull away and win this one well with the ace up his sleeve and to hold a good line, that line 200. Versus Chris, who's done a lot here and holds the line around that bottom bend better than anyone I've seen. And Jamie has drawn the lead here, and Chris immediately asking him to dance by ducking and diving, getting the height, coming back down. Here he goes again for a bit of a swoop. Because the lead rider sort of has control of a race. And rather than leaving the comfort zone, the following rider is just tapping the shoes. There he goes under it. Is the renowned Chris Dan move, but Jamie had that covered. Wouldn't allow him to take that sprinter's lane. Now the sprint still hasn't started, even though the bell is gone. Now with 220 metres to go, they've both kicked. Jamie saw him coming. Chris has kicked hard, but he won't be able to get in front of him, which means he's got to go around faster. He is going around faster. He's got a longer way to go, and as it gets the runoff, I suspect Chris may be able to take this one, and he does. Neil Robinson and Nick Cockrell And again, apologies for Nick for calling him David in his first race. I've called Neil lots of names, often when I'm racing him.
Clean, Dino.
Yep.
Fine to fight the commentators too.
Neil, one of the enigmas of this series. You never know what he's going to produce. He's like the box of chocolates.
Just read the back of the box. Yeah, it was.
And Nick keeping Neil up against the fence, but with enough room for Neil to kick if he wants to. And there he goes. But Nick has dived for the lane before him. And again, I don't think Neil has got enough to get... No, Neil didn't quite get in front of him. So now it's a drag race, side-by-side drag race. They're going hard, but Neil will have to go around a long way. He is travelling faster than his opponent at this point, though, and I expect as he comes down the bank, a bit of a